Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to episode 27 of the Rieg AD Wedding Show. So this afternoon we are very much looking forward to chatting to Elizabeth from Seagull Travel and Tours. Unfortunately, we can't go on a trip anywhere because the borders are still closed, but at least we can talk about it. And we will be talking to her about honeymoons, honeymoon destinations, and planning your dream honeymoon.
Yes, and destination weddings.
Destination weddings and elopements as well. So
Yes.
if you're planning a destination wedding or if you're planning an elopement or something like that, what should you do? How should you go about to do that? So I'm quite sure she'll be sharing some light on the subject. She herself got married in the Serengeti and had to deal with all those arrangements, etc. So I'm quite sure we'll get some good advice.
Yeah, and we were fortunate enough to photograph it.
Yes. Okay, so let's get Elizabeth on the show.
Let's go.
We're going to go visit her. Yes.
Oh, Elizabeth, I can remember this like yesterday. This is just one of my proudest moments.
And it should be. But it was one of my happiest.
In the Serengeti. Sorry. We've got Elizabeth here from Seagull Tours, and she's gonna talk to us and give us advice on a professional level, being someone that specializes in the tourist industry. Elizabeth, what advice, or tell us more about how your business Seagull Tours came about.
Well, it's a mother and daughter business. My mom started it and I grew up in the business. So my very first job was making tea for clients and cleaning brochure racks. So that's what I did. But I studied tourism and I actually lectured in it. But I think the best way of learning was just from observing my mother and being in the business as a child. And what we do is we do small group tours to interesting destinations from South America all the way to India and everything in between. And then we do bespoke travel. So for individuals who want something tailor-made and special, we love using our knowledge of destinations around the world to plan amazing holidays for people.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Now, being in the situation that we're at, being on lockdown, how did it affect the tourist industry?
Well, interesting. It's been an interesting time for all of us, and I think everyone in tourism knows that it has not been easy. We've been very busy at Seagull with postponements, and
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Yes, see, we just all are hoping for the levels to just go down and for the borders to open.
Exactly.
Definitely.
And we're grateful for clients who are reasonable. So,
Yeah, always. We're also very thankful for that. Having had your first year anniversary recently, what advice can you give? Because you had the ultimate destination wedding. We're sitting here with you and Colin's Serengeti wedding book, and you also had a second celebration in South Africa with the rest of the family. What advice can you give other couples?
I think the most important is to be true to yourselves. Be honest about what your needs are as a couple and what you want, and go for it if at all possible. I was very lucky and blessed in that we both got our dream wedding, and we're very thankful for that. Secondly, I think it's very important to use service providers that you can build a relationship with. It's the people at the venue, at the lodge where we got married, they're like my family, and it was amazing. And we use the best photographers. We use the absolute best photographers because both Colin and I feel so relaxed with you and Rieg, and we knew that we'd be able to laugh and just be comfortable, and that it wouldn't be forced at any time. So service providers must really be people that you can connect with.
I can totally agree with that. People do business with people, and it is of utmost importance. Honeymoon-wise, what advice can you give concerning that? Because you had a very interesting way of going about with the entire celebration of your wedding. Tell the viewers a little bit more about that, because I really think that you can add a lot. So if you would.
Okay. So what we did for our wedding and honeymoon is we had a pre-wedding safari. which included the ceremony, and then we had we went to Zanzibar and stayed in a resort for 10 days, so it was marvelous. But I think the nice thing was that we got to spend a week with our friends and family, and it was one big festival, and a time where memories were made, and where we also could build on relationships with people who we don't get to see often or spend quality time with often. So that was very special, and of course it added a little bit of glamour and to our honeymoon and to the whole experience, so that was great. Just in general, I think for people who are planning honeymoons, couples who are planning honeymoons, I think it's important to talk to one another about what your expectations are, what your needs are. It doesn't help for the one person to have, one dream and the other person to have, maybe not a budget which can accommodate that, something like that. So communication really is key.
And after the wedding in Africa, the Serengeti wedding, you did another ceremony. Would you recommend it?
Absolutely. So
in hindsight,
yeah, for us it was a very small, intimate ceremony afterwards. We didn't have a lot of people there, but it was very special, and I think it was a great opportunity just to share it with people who couldn't be there. And I've also done some elopements to the Serengeti, for instance, where people had a big celebration when they got back, and they actually used their photos as a slideshow. And I think that's such a nice way of including people who weren't included in the beginning, for whatever reason.
That is a wonderful idea. I love that. I love that. Being in the travel business so long and specializing in your industry, is there a destination that you can recommend for honeymoon? I know it's a difficult one, but personally.
It really is difficult because it's absolutely personal. As I mentioned earlier, a couple needs to discuss their wishes with one another. I think some of the most popular destinations, and for good reason, are Mauritius and Zanzibar. There's really great value for money deals available there, and I think it's just romantic, and the idea of white beaches, etc. So yes, Zanzibar and Mauritius are very popular. But there are alternatives to people who don't want the whole beach holiday. I mean, an African safari is very romantic, but so is hunting the northern lights in Scandinavia.
Oh, yes.
Or going to Patagonia in South America. In Europe, what about driving through the south of France or going to Tuscany? And if you're getting married in early December, you can go to the Christmas markets in Europe. So really, I think, as an agent and someone who knows the industry, it's important to engage with the clients and to discuss options.
Yeah, that's why a consultation is very important with your travel agent. I think there's many people, I haven't traveled the world a lot. There's many things that I don't even know, so it will be so beneficial for anyone that hasn't traveled and that have a budget to travel, to go to a specialist. Elizabeth, at this moment, is there any, and I'm always almost scared to ask because I don't want to ask about promotions when I know it is now it's cutthroat for all of us, especially because we cannot trade. But do you maybe have any promotions from Seagull's side for honeymoons or what?
Well, there's an exciting promotion which is run by one of the most reputable companies dealing with island holidays, Beachcomber Holidays, and they have a fantastic special where you get 25% off the land arrangements if you book a honeymoon package through them. But from Seagull's side, we've also got a little bit of a promotion where if you book your wedding shoot and your wedding shoot with Rieg AD and your honeymoon through Seagull by the end of August, we're giving an additional 5% off the land arrangements of that package.
Oh, that is wonderful. Thank you so much. That is a great deal. We'll make sure to put all the detail, all the terms and conditions of this promotion underneath our link, and we'll share it as far as possible because I know you guys can organize a tour. You've got a special touch and it would be a benefit for anyone to deal with your company. And I really, really appreciate your time so much, and we hope that you can trade as soon as possible and keep your customers happy like you always do.
Thank you, Heidi.
Thanks, Lizzie.
Thank you.
Elizabeth, thank you so much. It was so lovely seeing you again. It's been so long. I don't even know how long we live in the same town. We're friends, and we're not able to see each other. So it was so nice to see you, and we are so excited for the promotion that you are running with the discount for honeymooners. And so please people, click on the link below. It's got all the information.
Yes.
They are offering a big promotion on honeymoon deals. So get in contact with Elizabeth from Seagull Travel and Tours.
Yeah, we'll put all the details below, and as well as the terms and conditions for the promotion. And yeah, that's it from our side. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to subscribe, and remember that when we get to 1,000 subscribers, we'll be giving away that Rieg AD family lifestyle or couple shoot to the value of 3,000 rand.
I thought you said you know.
Yeah, I thought I knew that reverse, but obviously not today. So thank you all. Have an awesome evening, and we'll be back tomorrow.
I'm gonna buy myself a marula now.
Can you? It's Thursday. You've got like 10 minutes before the league. Yeah.
Okay. So I must go.
We have to go
This
now.
is me leaving. Cheers, guys.
Bye-bye.